assigned to work in the buffet. So you actually have to know about what it is. I might not be able to finish today's presentation because I'll be cut short by Florida. But however, I'll try my best to cover most of it. So, like I said, everybody loves the buffet service. And what exactly is the buffet? The buffet is a core of the resort experience. It reflects food quality, internal organization, hygiene and visual order, and overall the guest satisfaction. The buffet service is a very, very, very important core in the results. It shows how good your food is, that is, how well cooked it is, how delicious it is, how you are internally organized in the kitchen, and how hygienic your environment is. And to actually get your feedback, you get it from your guests because some people, most guests, they don't know how to hide a review. They don't wait until they, because some people actually review the results on Google or on booking.com. But some clients are actually outspoken and they're like, they will tell the chef and say, yo, your pasta doesn't taste nice today. Your your fish has too much salt. You will get your review and your feedback immediately. And once they hear the fish does not taste nice, maybe it was Shiwit that was posted to grill the fish today. You will hear from the chef that the fish does not taste nice. So actually the buffet is very, very important and it's a very important place to interact with guests and to actually reflect all these that have been mentioned. Now, what makes a successful buffet? Number one, planning. This job is actually done by the chef and as well, you guys, the commis chef. Yes, the main chef is always in charge of making sure that everything is perfect. He's always making sure that, okay, your station is looking cute, it has aesthetically pleasing because you will see everything I'm talking about is not just words. It will actually happen when you get to your place of assignment. The chef is always up and doing. He's always making sure that everything is perfect before the service. That is before the buffet service begins. He makes sure that he plans. He actually sends sometimes in my own hotel, I'm actually talking from experience. In my own personal hotel, he sends like a daily timetable on the WhatsApp group chats, and then you get to see where you are supposed to stand to serve in the buffet service. Because I was a newbie, I was actually assigned to the buffet service. I did not have much experience in the kitchen in cooking, which I actually acquired eventually. But at first, for most of my stay, I was actually assigned in the buffet service. And majority of you might actually also find yourself in that position. So you notice the chef is always top in planning because if it does not, the buffet will fail. He sends different plans to the WhatsApp group and he communicates with every member of the kitchen to make sure that everything comes out perfect. It's just like, let me liken it to a wedding. If you want to attend a wedding, I don't know if some of you have attended weddings or how many of you are married. Some people actually, I'm not married actually. So some people, before you get wedded, there has to be a plan. You see, you have an event planner making sure that the day comes out perfect. That is exactly what the chef does as well. It's like a performance. They have to do rehearsal and all of that. In the kitchen, you also have to prepare your meals, make sure that everything is done in time. There's nothing lacking behind. If you are making pasta this afternoon, pasta has to be done before buffet service. Number two, standardization. There has to be a standard in the recipe and in every other thing that has to be done. Another very important key thing that we need for a successful buffet is speed. I've been mentioning this since the very first day I started this course. Speed is very, very very important. Number 4, visual care. 5, coordination with the dining room. 6, temperature monitoring. 7, real-time problem solving. Real-time problem solving. I will really buttress this point as time goes on, but it is very, very important because nobody actually knows what can actually happen during the buffet service. So we always have real-time problems that are new every day that you have never even experienced in your entire life. There are some that will be explained to you, and some will just come. You just have to be creative, you have to be fast in thinking, and you have to look for the most useful way of solving the problem without causing a scene, that is. So now let's move on to a very important thing I've mentioned in the previous class, which is called the line. It means everything is prepared before service. If you're making pasta this afternoon, okay, I also did not mention, there is always a menu on everybody's table. I do not know for all results, but in the results I worked in last summer, there was always a menu, and the clients are always informed of, okay, this is what is on the menu and will be served this time of the day. And as such, everybody is expecting to see it in the buffet service. So on the line, like you can see here, this is like a very small mini line. It's showing some of the foods that will be served during the buffet service. So it's everything prepared, pasta prepared, pizza prepared, the salad prepared. If you are to share cheese, well diced and prepared for clients to come and pick or to be served. So the buffet line includes pre-cut and portioned products, base dishes ready for regeneration, prepared side dishes, sauces and dressing, decorations, yes, a lot of decorations to add aesthetics. Clean and mounted trays. Now, I would like to say something about these clean and mounted trays very soon. Dedicated utensils and backed up portion. When I say clean and mounted trays, it's not just only clean and mounted trays. The dishes you want to use to serve has to be clean. It's not actually your duty to wash dishes. I said that someone asked the question if you were going to wash, you are not going to wash any dish. You're not going to wash plates, you're not going to wash pots, you're not going to wash spoon. Nope. Maybe you have to clean the tools you used, your knife, yes. And then maybe the area where you cut and every other thing. But you are not supposed to wash dishes. We have people that are assigned for that type of job in the resorts. So when you are serving in the buffet service, when I was serving during the buffet service, I'm trying to give you hints of what you should actually do yourself. If you don't, then there's no problem. But it's actually good to actually do it as well. When I was assigned to serve during the buffet service, I always make sure that if I'm supposed to serve maybe pasta, let's take for example pasta, I'm serving pasta to clients, to guests that are coming to my front. I'm in front of them right now, and I'm in front of a client, and client is telling me, I want this pasta, questo, yes, in Italian or however language. The person wants the pasta that is in front of me. I pick a plate. Before I make sure that the clients can even see the plates, I have quickly done a scan to see if there is any hint of stain on the plates because it's very important. It's not hygienic for you to serve clients knowing fully well that the plate is dirty. It's most likely is not your fault. And I am not going to say that the dishwasher is a perfect person. Nobody is perfect. But little mistakes might actually happen because the dishes they also have to wash is actually a lot. So you have to also do a little bit of work in making sure that whatever you're about to use has to be clean. Even the spoon you want to use to dish out, you have to check it even before. This one is even before the buffet starts. Make sure that your spoons or whatever tools or utensils that you're going to use is clean. So, as I was saying, you have to make sure that you have clean utensils and trays. Now, there's a very golden rule in the buffet. The buffet is won or lost before service begins. If the linen is not complete, the service collapses. If this line that we are talking about is not complete, it's always ready maybe 30 minutes before. Yes, you always see your chef asking you to make sure you are available 30 minutes by your station before service. So you have to be ready yourself. Maybe you are using a spoon, maybe you are using a fork, or maybe you are using a knife. Whatever tool you have to use has to be ready. You have to be like prepared. Not that that's when you now remember that I'm supposed to use a very particular type of tool, and then it's inside one wardrobe, and it's about 1 minute before service. No, you have to be prepared way ahead of time. Because if that is not in line, everything will just collapse. And it's not a good image. So now, batch production. Instead of cooking continuously during service, we have medium to large quantities prepared in advance. For example, we have 30 trays of grilled vegetables. They're always prepared ahead. 10 kg of short pasta, 12 kg of pilliard rice, 8 trays of roasted chicken, 4 large trays of fish baked, 15 liters of tomato sauce. And all these I'm mentioning are not exaggeration, they are actually true. That is why everybody has to be on top of their game. You have to be prepared to do anything. Sometimes you might be moved from the cold section to the hot section to also assist others. You have to be fast about it, and whatever is being given to you, you have to do it fast. And the faster you go, the lesser work you have, and then before you know it, you have time to rest yourself. Now, what are the advantages of batch productions? Speed, consistency, controlled cooking, lower stress during service. That is, during the buffet service, it's not when we will not be waiting for Florida is still cooking pasta in the kitchen. Oh, clients, please wait. You will notice that most times, maybe the pasta was very delicious. They will all line up in front of you. Both you and the clients will be under stress. And you'll be like, wait, wait, wait. Well, the pasta is coming. Florida is busy cooking the pasta in the kitchen. So it lowers your stress when in the resort kitchen there's always batch production. Now the rule, never everything is cooked fully in advance. You don't cook everything. Yes, we do batch production, but not everything is cooked in advance. There are some things that are made afresh, and some things, for example, maybe some particular type of dish that cannot be rewarmed, you have to actually make it real time. Those are different. But majority of the meals are made in batches, like vegetables, pasta, rice, roasted chicken in particular. Because, for example, now I don't know how most of you make your chicken, but I, in particular, if I want to make chicken, I have to parboil, like I have to boil the chicken first, and then maybe if I want to fry, and then I fry. So if that is the same recipe that is being followed in the results, you don't expect it to be prepared in real time. It has to be prepared in advance and in surplus. Okay, so everything must be ready for regeneration, even though everything, well, who can explain what the word regeneration means? Because I feel I'm using big words right now. Can somebody explain what the word regeneration means? Okay, let me use a very smaller word. It's warming your meal. For example, you prepared rice in the morning and you want to eat it in the afternoon. What do? You warm it. That's what the regeneration is. You're just like warming it. Okay. So now we have recipe standards. Just like I said in the beginning, a buffet service, a successful buffet has planning, standardization, and what have you. So we also have a recipe standard that has to be followed, and they may vary depending on where you are working. And we have examples of an example of a standard recipe is grilled vegetable. You cut, you grill, you season, you store, and you warm. And these are the instructions to be followed. You can go through the materials after the class and take note of them. And note that recipes and results are always identical. They are not always different. If I make a batch of grilled vegetables right now, it has to be the same as the former one. Yes, we understand that nobody is perfect. That's why we have recipes. So if you follow the recipe, most likely the last batch of grilled vegetable you made will be the same as the next one that you're making and the one next to come. It actually helps any staff to be able to refill the buffet with the same preserved quantity. Now let's look at some of the result production. Number one, grilled vegetables. They always look like this. Yes. They are uniformly cut, salt before or after cooking. You have to continuously refill, and their visual presentation is actually very critical because if they don't look so good, I don't know if some of you have mixed vegetables or had grilled vegetables before. If they don't look so lovely, nobody will like to eat it. Okay, so number two, rice. And we have various types of rice. We have basmati rice, pilaf rice, and so on and so forth. Um, this basmati rice, most of you know what a basmati rice is. This other simplified pilia rice is like a combination of seafood. We have prawns, we have there's this thing I don't always know the name, but it's always black and it has something that it eats inside, like yellow, like a yolk inside it. So it's combination of seafood and rice. While this other rice is combination of veggies and rice. And these rice are actually made in large quantities so that you don't have to make them in real time. So for example, if it's a combination of rice and veggies are very easy. Maybe we have canned veggies. You just mix it with the cooked rice that's already available and regenerate. So you don't have to cook the rice afresh. So everything has to go fast in the kitchen. While this simplified rice is seafood and rice. Rice has to be ready. Yes, it has to be like cooked already for warming and any other thing. So another type of dish that is made in the kitchen for the buffet is pasta. I am back. Sorry, I did not know I went off. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, so I'll share my screen again. Thank you. Where did I stop? Who can remind me where I stopped before the network went?
Buffet about pasta.
Buffet
About pasta and
Okay, so that we can all be on the same page. Yeah, I was talking about pasta and their different shapes and colors. Yes, the technique of making a pasta is very simple. You parboil it. And you don't parboil the pasta to like 100%. It should be like 70%. I don't know if some of you have eaten pasta in your maybe in your cafeterias or in a restaurant. Pasta in Italy is not boiled to 100% or 200%. It has to be at 70%. It has to still have a little bit of crunch in it. And then you cool it down and you can actually warm it eventually. And in some cases, in some resorts, when serving pasta, there's in my own resorts where I worked last summer, there was like a hot plate. There's always an hot plate, like a very big hot plate in front of you when you're serving pasta during the buffet service. Your pasta is always warmed. So you make sure you monitor the temperature of the pasta or anything that you're serving. But basically, pasta, there's always like a hot plate for you to actually regenerate the meal in real time. And then you see that there's always smoke, and then the aroma is always going around the whole place. And then you see so many clients, when it's delicious, they're always in front of you eating a lot of pasta. And then it has to be dressed on spot. Sometimes some pasta has to be like dressed on spots, meaning, for example, the veggies are just being added and not regenerated with the pasta. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So if you have a pasta, you have prepared pasta, for example, you don't dress it to warm it. You don't warm the dressed pasta. No, you warm the pasta and then you dress it. Now, most of the shapes I've told you, these ones that look like butterfly, the ones that are elongated, short pasta, twisted pasta, and rarely will you find this type of pasta though. But these are the major ones. This one, two, three, four. So to the next type of recipe standard, we have meat. Can you all see my screen, please? Are we still here together?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Please don't forget to remind me the time, Florida.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
The next one is meat. Most of the meat that are being used in the resorts is the chicken, the turkey, the pork. But in major resorts, you find out that the pork is mostly eaten most times during the week. And then maybe once or twice in the week, you'll see them serve chicken and turkey. But the common meats in resorts are pork. So you should kindly note that. Now, techniques of making it is very simple: low temperature cooking, controlled regeneration so that it doesn't pieces and all of that. It has to be put together and then maybe light glazing with fire. Now, another one is fish. We have the cod, the salmon fish, and the salmon fish is a very, very important fish that is only for premium resorts. Not all resorts have salmon fish. And most of the time they avoid fishes like all sea bass and the bony fish. Now, next recipe that you need to note is the side dishes. The very important one that I will mention is the couscous. I've never tasted it though, but it is a very what's the word I should use for it? It's a very popular and well-eaten dish in Italy. And you can see it right here in the image here. Yes. The next one again, because there are different sections. I should actually mention this as well. In the buffet service, there are different sections in the buffets. Sometimes it depends. It varies depending on the type of results you have been posted to. There's always like a section for pastries, for cakes, for sweets, for ice cream. So that section is mainly pastry section. There's another section that is always for like food, the main dish. Then that's where you have your pasta, you have rice, and maybe pizza. Yes. I didn't mention pizza in my presentation, but yes, most time pizza has been served in the result. And then there's another sections that have like maybe white rice, plain white rice, because some clients are allergic or they don't like some mixing, so they just eat plain white rice. And then you have your different type of dressing, your yogurt dressing, your lemon dressing, cocktail sauce, mayonnaise, and what have you.